So, Assalamualaikum. Today we will present about our group project, which is secure code review on Money Tracker web application. A secure code review is a systematic examination of application source code with the goal of identifying security vulnerabilities before the software is deployed. It can be done manually or with automated tools, and it is focused on validating data handling, authentication, season management, error handling, and more. Code reviews help prevent common web vulnerabilities such as SQL injection, XSS, and CSRF by analyzing the application's logic and the code structure. In this presentation, we will talk through 8 security vulnerabilities found in the Money Tracker web application based on the code review. Each issues include a code example, risk, and detailed description of the problem and the secure solution. So this is our group member, which is me. My name is Nur Shifa Hanani binti Hairul Izam and Nurin Akila Khairul Anwar. So our first vulnerability is SQL injection, which we can find it in dashboard.php. So our common weakness enumeration is CWE89, which is SQL injection, and the risk is medium. So as you guys can see here, the vulnerable code, the application uses dynamic SQL queries that directly include user control session data without any form of sanitization or validation. If an attacker managed to manipulate the session, they could inject arbitrary SQL code into the query. This could lead to data leakage, modification, or even database compromise. So the solution is we can use the prepare statement with the placeholders to prevent the SQL injection like I show here. So next is missing CSRF protection, which we can find it in profile.php, and the CWE is CWE352 CRF, and the risk is also medium. So the problem here is the registration form can be submitted without verifying the origin of the request. This opens the application to CSRF attacks, where a malicious website can trick a login user into submitting an unwanted request to your server, like registering an account without their knowledge. So here, we implement the CSRF tokens as hidden from the field and verify them on the server before processing the request. This ensures that requests come from the legitimate user and not from the forged form on another domain. So the third one is XSS via JavaScript injection. So right here, we can find the problem in login PHP and also profile.php, which the CWE is CWE79 XSS, and the risk is medium. User control session data is directly injected into the JavaScript without escaping. If the session variable is tampered with or improperly initialized, an attacker could execute arbitrary JavaScript code in the victim's browser, leading to session hijacking, data theft, or defacement. So right here, we can use the JSON encode to safely insert the PHP value into the JavaScript. This ensures that special characters are properly escaped and prevents script injection. Next is the weak passport requirements, which we can found it in PHP profile.php also, and it CWE521 weak password requirements, and the risk is low. The application does not enforce any password complexity rules. User can register with extremely weak passwords like 123 or password. These are easy to guess or crack using automated tools, leading to account takeovers. So, we must enforce password strength policies using the regular expression on the server and provide real-time feedback on the client side to improve the security usability.
My name is Nuril Akila binti Kara Anwar, and I'm going to explain the 5th vulnerabilities, which is insecure session initialization. So the file that we are using is dashboard.php, and the common weakness enumeration CWE384 session fixation. Risk is medium. So the session are used without regenerating the session ID after login, and this allows an attacker to set a known session ID, get the victim to use it, and then hijack the session once the victim logs in. So additionally, there is no validation to ensure the session variable is properly set and lead to the unauthorized access risk. And then the solution here is use this code and also this code after login, and also validate the necessary session variable exists before using them. The 6th vulnerabilities is client-side only password match. So the file here is profile.php, and then the common weakness enumeration CWE20 improper input validation. The risk here is low, and the password and confirmation field are only validated using client-side JavaScript. An attacker can bypass this check by disabling JavaScript or sending a post request manually with mismatched password. For the solution for this is we check the both password match on the server side before processing the registration. Server-side validation ensures integrity regardless of user behavior or tools used. And then the 7th vulnerability is no rate limiting or CAPTCHA. The file here is login.php and profile.php. Common weakness enumeration is CWE307 excessive authentication attempts. The risk here is medium. So there is no mechanism in this place to detect or limit repeated false submissions. An attacker can use a brute force attacks to request passwords or abuse the registration system by sending hundreds of fake requests. The solution for this is track the number of attempts using session or IP-based counters and introduce CAPTCHA challenges after the threshold. For example, 3-5 failed attempt or block bots. And then the last vulnerabilities is missing server-side email validation. The file here is profile.php, and then the common weakness enumeration is CWE138 improper email validation. The risk here is low, and then the form use this code in HTML, which provides only superficial client-side validation. This can be bypassed easily by using browser tools. If malformed email are accepted, it can lead to issues with user communication and system reliability. So the solution for this is validate email format on the server using this code to ensure data integrity and block invalid formats. So in conclusion, these 8 vulnerabilities highlight critical areas of improvement in the Money Tracker app. Addressing them ensures the application is more resistant to common web attacks and follows secure coding practices. That's all from me. Thank you.